Marvel's Spider-Man 2 has been out for a month now, and it is an amazing, spectacular, sensational, superior, ultimate, and improved sequel that it needs to be. From the storytelling to the gameplay to even the damn side missions.
I need your help, Spider-Man. I'm finally going on an adventure.
This game never had me bored and had me grinning of joy at every moment. Now, you know what? You could say that I'm glazing. You could say that I'm just saying this because, the views or whatever. But I think that this is the sequel we needed, and Insomniac delivered on it. But you might be asking, is this game better than the first one? Well, that's what I'm going to be answering in today's video. So make sure you grab some popcorn, sit back, and enjoy as we talk about a web of emotions that this game is. Marvel's Spider-Man 2 opened with two characters, Miles Morales and Peter Parker. Miles has been Spider-Man for around 10 months now from his solo game, and while he's getting the hang of it, he just doesn't trust himself yet, because in the very opening, the first 5 minutes, we see Miles telling Peter that he needs his help with Sandman, and that's where we see the introduction of Peter, a teacher now at Miles' school who later in that mission made a choice to help and go with Miles to stop Sandman, which in the end made him literally lose his job in the first mission. And a mission after that, we see how much more of a wreck Peter is, because at Aunt May's house, he has old boxes of food, he just has old rotten food, and bills to pay and mortgage. Insomniac showed us that within 1 hour of playing the game, he is just a complete wreck, and to be honest with you, he's not even that fun to play as in my opinion. I mean, compared to Miles' abilities that have electricity, he was so much more fun to fight Sandman's goons compared to Peter, who just has iron arms. Miles, though, doesn't even have any trust in himself or his future, and can't for the life of him write a college essay. Meanwhile, Haley and Genki are getting exciting news and offers about their lives, while Miles is just stuck with his own ideas for what to do, searching for a purpose of who he is and where he belongs in this ginormous city of New York. I mean, why does the city need Miles when they have Peter? And I feel like that's what Insomniac wanted us to question until they brought in Martin Lee. When I first heard Martin was coming back for the second game, I was a bit concerned because I thought Miles was not going to have too much of a fleshed out story. And while some people might think that, I totally disagree, because within the first mission of Martin Lee being there, Miles has a choice of letting go of Martin and going to save some people, or to let people die to go after Martin. And after Miles having months of rage building up inside of him, he still chose to save the people. And this shows why Miles was on the hunt for Martin almost the entire game, because even though he saved a bunch of people, Martin got away, and he knows the danger he can cause and how he can still hurt more people. And while Miles is over here on a wild goose chase for Martin Lee, Peter is having the time of his life. He gets a job with his best friend, a dream they both have wanted ever since they were children now can come to fruition, and not to mention they're now both crime fighting vigilantes. I mean, it's going so great for them. What could go wrong? They're both just trying to heal the world. And this entire time, we've been seeing snippets of Kraven the Hunter, the villain for the first 2 acts of the game. And Kraven's at New York for one mission and one mission only, to find a worthy opponent that can end his reign. He seeks someone who can match his lifelong desire of being the ultimate apex predator. Someone who can equal him and give him an ending to his story. Someone who can give him a purpose to dying and living. And this theme of purpose is something seeked throughout almost every single character in the story. Peter being the first person who thinks that he has found and matched his true purpose and potential in life. Because after bro died and got rebooted by Harry, he then dons the symbiote suit. And the symbiote in this game is supposed to represent addiction, and I think they did this beautifully. With Peter having the symbiote the first few missions, Peter has a goal of just saving the lizard and giving the symbiote back to Harry so that Harry can be cured of his sickness again. But as the story goes on, he loses the Emily May Foundation, he starts to argue with MJ, and he starts to bond with the symbiote. So when he cures the lizard and is told that he needs the symbiote to be destroyed, he doesn't agree. he doesn't understand. He thinks Connors doesn't understand what it means to have a purpose. An alien came into his life and made it better. I mean, why remove it when you used to be useless and needed help, to now being the one who's having to help everyone else? It just makes him a better Spider-Man, and he could feel it too. He could feel the strength and resilience that the symbiote gives him. Heck, even I did. As I was playing with the symbiote abilities, I enjoyed them so much that, to be honest, I was afraid for when Peter was gonna take off the symbiote. I mean, he's gonna be useless again once he has it gone, right? And well, for Miles, he felt so useless during the second act. He felt like a character that was lost, someone who couldn't let go of something that just didn't serve him, someone who needed Martin Lee dead or in jail to feel right again. So when Miles got captured and forced into an arena with Martin, I honestly thought that Miles was gonna kill Martin, but I was proven wrong, as Miles then learns that this chase, this purpose he thought he was seeking, was actually what was holding him back. He learned that he had to let go of the things that didn't serve him and to focus on where he wants to go, not where he's already been. And Martin doesn't serve him anymore. But instead of killing Martin, he lets him escape. This small but important journey Miles goes on is to help him realize his purpose isn't to get revenge or fight the people in the wrong. It's to fight the battles for the people who can't. The people who have too much rage and lost themselves. He has to help them. And that's what Spider-Man does, and that's what Peter needs. And after Peter almost kills Kraven, Miles realizes he can't keep letting the symbiote hurt Peter. Peter doesn't feel it, but that power he actually feels is his pain. He's just turning it into rage to fight the people he deems as bad guys. Which then leads us to this cinematic, and in my opinion, story-wise, my favorite boss fight in the entire game. As the entire time, Peter tells Miles how he is better with the symbiote on. He doesn't feel like he needs saving from anyone. He finally has the power to be everything everyone wants him to be. As this then leads us to what I think is the best scene in the entire game. A man who has been so helpless, finally having the power to be who everyone needs him to be, learns that even if he is more powerful, he isn't the man that he needs himself to be. Which leads us to the best QuickTime event in gaming history, where he rips this powerful, monstrous, venomous, and addicting symbiote off of him. And then the following mission after that leads us to the best gameplay mission in the entire game. You literally play as Venom, and it is so cool. You have like these spiky arms, you get to throw down on the ground, you roar, you scream, you throw Peter. It is so cool. You throw God. Oh wait, what this level though actually shows us, other than just a monstrous Venom, is a Peter who isn't corrupted by the symbiote meets a power-hungry Harry who thinks Peter is keeping the symbiote for selfish reasons, but then bonds with the symbiote with all the pain he's been feeling these past few days, and it turns him into the monstrous Venom, which then makes him go on a giant killing spree, killing everyone that gets in his way, leading him to a final fight with Kraven the Hunter, the man who seeks a purpose to dying and living, the glorious last fight he has wanted after searching for years, killing 4 of the Sinister Six, hunting Black Cat and even Spider-Man, just to die by the mouth of Venom. This mission is used to set up Venom for the final act as this beast. Kraven was the villain for the first 2 acts, and he had no end in sight until Venom comes in and in one fight kills Kraven, leaving only his blood. The strength Venom has also shows the pain in Harry, as he transforms this pain into anger and rage, and he uses it in each and every kill. He even uses his symbiote Riz and turns MJ into Scream, which gives MJ a way to vent to Peter about how he is just not husband material. But other than this fight on Peter, it also puts an end to MJ's story, as she goes from having to listen to J. Jonah Jameson about what she needs to write about, to being the person at the end telling Jonah that she quits and she wants to pursue her own goals and dreams in life. These arcs that some side characters go on are done so well, like for example, Martin Lee, the man who was spared and given a second chance by Miles to redeem himself, then gives up his powers to give Peter a second chance. And this loss of power made him realize that all of this vengeance that he was feeling was actually consuming him and holding him back. Now, I don't know if we'll see him again in the third game, but but I do hope that he runs Feast if he does, because I would just love to have Feast back in the story, as it means so much to May, Peter, and everyone. So Insomniac, if you're watching, please bring Martin Lee back for the third game to take over Feast. Please. And speaking of Martin, Peter gets the anti-venom suit from him, in which he goes to try to stop Venom, which is where he learns that in order to stop the symbiote attack, he must let Harry die to stop Venom, which can't happen. There has to be another way. There's no way Peter can lose another person. Otto Octavius is already in jail. Aunt May is dead. He can't lose his best friend. He can't lose the chance of not being able to live up to the dream and purpose him and Harry thought of, unless he joins Venom. I mean, call me insane, but Peter literally had a chance to join Harry. Venom gives him the option in the second to last mission, where he literally says, Peter then having the choice of going back into that dark place of where he was at was tempting for him, but he didn't even say no or yes. Miles came in and helped Peter, which then leads us to the final fight, which is the saddest fight when you think about it in the way it's supposed to. A friend that is basically a brother to Harry is pleading for him to stop this addiction, this craving, this fixation for power. And as he pleads, Harry keeps on reassuring Peter that he is done. He gives up. Harry failed the fight against addiction. He knows that he just can't stop it. Harry goes from being powerful to being helpless. And as we watch Peter just continue pleading, screaming, and fighting, thinking he can't stop it, was what made this final fight so sad. But like with Peter, Harry needs someone who can help him take this addicting, harmful, painful, poisonous, consuming, venomous symbiote off of him. And who better than Peter, the one who rejected all of the opportunities to join him even when he knew they could succeed. Peter knew that it wasn't the man either of them were. So as he takes off the symbiote, he then tells Harry this, which in the end is one of the best lines in the game, showing that through all of this, they still care for each other even after he destroyed almost all of New York City. Harry then gets rebooted and put into a coma, but in the end, he's saved from the addiction that the symbiote was. And as this game comes to an end, it wraps up Peter and Miles' story, with Peter searching for a way to be stronger, learns that he doesn't just have to be Spider-Man, and as he tells Miles that he's going to work on the Emily May Foundation, Miles understands and is up for it. When at the beginning of the game, he was lost and didn't trust himself, where now he can trust in himself and his future to take on and help the people that are lost and filled with anger inside of themselves. And as he takes on the duty as the next main Spider-Man. Thank you guys so much for watching. This game was a masterpiece and so amazing to film. And I just want to say thank you guys all so much for being with me and helping me get to 20,000 subscribers. That is insane. I appreciate all of you, so thank you guys so much. And let me know what other games you want me to play, because I will be taking a break from Spider-Man content, as the games are obviously, they've come out and I've played it. But thank you guys so much for watching. Lagoo, signing out. Goodbye.